my channel. My name's Selene, and here I'm going to talk all about fibre, arts and crafts. Today's video is actually going to be about my stash and my stash plans. I kind of want to go through all of the yarn that I have, plans that I have for it, if I have plans for it, that kind of thing. And yeah, I thought we could have a chat. Now, I am in Canada right now, as you know from my last video if you watched it. But most of my stash isn't here, so I'm going to show you what's here now, what I have plans for, and then when I go back home I will show you the rest of my yarn stash, and then what plans I have for that, if anything's coming with me, blah blah blah. So it's not even April right now, it is right at the end of March, so this video is gonna be ages. It's gonna, yeah, ages away. It's gonna take a while for me to film this whole video. That's right, I might even have like a whole podcast. I might have another podcast episode before this video if it comes out, but that's fine. So let's start. I've got all my yarns in, I have my yarns in front of me. God. I'm feeling, I don't know why, a bit all over the place. That's fine. Okay, first let's start with one of my plans that I was originally gonna do while I was here over the winter. That didn't happen because my friend decided that they did not want, it was a sweater design for a friend, the wave sweater, short verse of my podcast. That didn't end up happening because I did the yoke and they're like, I don't like it, so blah, blah. So I have this yarn that I need to use. So I have, it's the Bendigo Luxury Templi and Black End Frost, which is like white, basically, black and white. So I have 2 whites and 4 blacks. Is that maths? I don't remember how many of these I have. I think 4 and 2, or 6 and 2, something like that anyway. So my plan for this is to eventually make, it's not at the top of my queue, but it's eventually make the, I'll put it here, scooch over a little, the Ski Ya Later sweater. Don't ask me who it's by. I did not bring my laptop out with me. Oops. The Ski Ya Later sweater, and I'll put like the details here, and that's a Templi yarn, and it's a color work sweater, so it's gonna be a black sweater with white color work, and I think it'll be very nice. Hopefully, if I can, you know, I can hopefully be done by next ski season. We'll find out. Second on my queue, I have a vest using loops and threads facets. This is the shade Slate. Yeah, Slate, which is so cute. It is like a grey, blue and white. But I don't know if you can see, it's sparkly. Love it, so cute. And I have 3 of these, and I'm going to make the See My Vest worsted pattern, which is just a simple vest. It's a stripe. As you can see in the picture, they do it like a striped design. So I'm hoping this will be cute in a similar fashion, even though they use actual different colours, and that is all together. We'll see, because it seems like big chunks of colour. So yeah, oh my goodness, I'm really excited for this one. Next, what else do I have? I suppose some plans also kind of fell through, so I wanted to make the Rayoul sweater, which I'll have here, which is a Hobie pattern. So I actually bought, so this is the Hobie Friends Merino, extra fine merino. It's color 109, which I'm pretty sure is olive. Look how cute that is, that color is so nice. And then the pattern also uses the Friends Kid Silk, but at the time when I bought it, they had the Hobie Diablo on sale. So the difference between the Kid Silk and the Diablo is the Kid Silk is 70% mohair, 30% silk or like something like that, whereas the Diablo is 40% acrylic, 30% mohair, 30% polyamide. And I bought it like this because this is shade 20, which I think is also olive, so this is Diablo. And I bought it because I also don't know how sensitive I am to mohair. I've never used anything with mohair, so it was on sale, it was a bit cheaper, so I thought, yeah. So the Diablo is slightly darker, but not by much, so it doesn't actually change the color that much. Like, I've done a swatch for the real sweater, and so like I know it doesn't change the color that much, so it's fine with me. Yep, so I have 8 merino, 7 mohair, 7 Diablo. Pretty sure. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, because I originally wanted to make the real sweater. However, when I needed my swatch for it, because it has a pattern, so you can see the like diagonal pattern in it, it was not working. Like the vertical sections of stockinette, of like the knit stitches where the pearls are, was fine, but on the diagonal, on everyone else's, the knits stick out, whereas on mine they like kind of sunk in. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, if I was making them too tight and they should actually be looser, and then the pearl should be tight. I don't know. And this is a panel sweater, so like you were going back and forth, so yeah, I don't know if like my pearls are just looser than my knits, which is actually just a thing, and I should be doing my knits looser. Or if you have any ideas, that'd be great. Because everyone else's like photos, the design is so clear, like everyone else's projects, and I was like, I'm doing something wrong. Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry. Scooch over. So there's some other yarn that I brought. Excuse me. I brought 2 sock yarns. One is the Alvathina Fiber Arts. Again, this color is not right. In Lily Pilly Season. So it's a sock yarn, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. And I'm going to use this for a pair of socks. But as you can see, it is a hank. I don't have a yarn winder here, so I am actually going to take this home with me, wind it into a ball, and then bring it back, because I can't use it like this. And then same, I also brought the Arua. I don't think I've ever tried to read this. The Araucania, Huasco sock. In the shade Alchemy. I bought this at a yarn festival, and I just kept walking past this skein and this colorway, and I just kept picking it up and looking at it and being like, oh, I don't know what it's about. It's so pretty to me, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to knit it up because it's just so beautiful as a hank. Like, look at this thing, and like, look at the colors, and these are also just not really my colors. Like, I mean, for a sock it's fine, but it's like, yeah, like peaches and oranges and yellows, but it's just, I don't know, there's just something about this that is so pretty. And this is 75% superwash wool, 25% polyamide. And it's just, yeah. But I looked up, one of the best things about Ravelry is that obviously you can look up projects with yarn colorways. So I was looking at projects for this yarn colorway, and it is very pretty. So I think I will make just a basic sock. Oh, I don't think I talked about, yeah, like a vanilla sock, like the same ones as what I'm making now, but just but just do a full this color sock and no other, what is the word? Or I could try a different heel technique, that might be fun. I haven't decided. But yeah, just a basic sock, no design, no pattern. For my Alvathina. Again, but this also has to come home with me. These have to come home with me so I can wind them into a skein, wind them into a skein, because I can't use it like this. This one I'm actually going to make kind of like a vanilla sock, but I want a rib sock. So I'm going to make the broken rib sock. I'm just looking up ribbed sock. I don't feel like it's not that hard to make a ribbed sock. pattern. So yeah, that is the plan for this socks. And then lastly that I have here in Canada is the Lime Brands Woolly Sticking Quick in the shade Carousel. Is my, yeah. And I have 2 balls of this, and I don't quite know what I'm going to do with it. I have made beanies out of this yarn before, but that only takes 1 skein. So I'm a little like, what do I make with this? I was thinking, I'll put it here, the chunky bear baby beanie, chunky baby baby, you know, because I think this is, my sister's just about to have a baby, and this would be so cute. These colorways, it's like hot peach, like bright peach, hot pink, mint, and this like blue purple kind of color, a bit of a brown in there as well, but it's like twisted around a, you can see it, it's stunning. I do really like this. I'm a little like, what am I going to make? Because I have 2, which I don't think is like, you know, 1 makes a beanie, 2 is just like not enough to make a scarf, and I don't know if I want a big chunky scarf, so this might come home with me just until, oh, do you know what I could do? Excuse me. This might, yeah, so this might come home with me. And then I was kind of thinking this might make a good, I say 2 for a scarf. This actually might make a good baby blanket. Not that, like, I'm making a baby blanket for my sister right now, as you might know. And like, it's getting close to being finished. Oh my god, it's taking me forever. But I have friends who are eventually gonna have babies, so I could crochet this into a baby blanket and just do like a big square. I don't know if that's gonna be enough. Yeah, like a 10. So I could, yeah, make some baby blanket, and it'd be very cute because you could use it for boy or girl because it just has all the colors in it. Yeah, I feel like this would be really perfect for a friend of mine who's not pregnant at all. Like, not pregnant yet, but I know will be relatively soon. I think they want to buy a house first. Why am I telling you all this? Yeah, so this might be really good for a baby blanket. I might look at some baby blanket patterns for a bulky weight yarn, or it could just be like a giant granny square. That also might work. But I don't know if the holes will be alright. I've seen like a linen stitch, whatever it is in crochet. It'd be crocheted. Baby blanket. Could just do that. Just make a big square. Do you know what I mean? And do like a 10mm hook. Yeah, so that's what I might do with this yarn. Is that all of my yarn? I do have some scraps, so I don't have any here to show you. Oops. I will show you. I do have some scraps here. So I have this yarn, but in like tweedy green shade that I do not have that much left of. So that's just gonna come home with me, put it in my scraps. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I might eventually, if I've got any other scraps, I have some other yarn. I have some other colorways of this yarn that I could do like maybe a scrappy blanket with. I don't know yet. Don't know what I'm gonna do with that. Do I have any yarn? My baby blanket yarn that I have yarn at home that I'm not going to be using for this baby blanket. That I don't know what I'm going to do with. That I lie. I might actually make another baby blanket with that yarn, but just differently. So instead of doing all the individual like hexagons or squares or whatever I do, and then like sewing all together, blah, 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 I would make like a big square, like I put the pattern in here that I liked, like the moss stitch blanket. So I might make something like that, or I'll just donate that yarn, because otherwise I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But then I have some of the scrap here of that yarn from the blanket that I'm making that I haven't used a whole skein, and with that yarn I want to make a baby bear bonnet. I think it would be very cute if I have enough yarn left over. We'll see what I have. I might not have much left. Okay, well, it's been 17 minutes. I'm just been yapping. And that's like all my yarn here. Now I have yarn at home that's going to come back with me to Canada, but I will not talk about that until, yeah, I won't talk about that until I'm back home in Australia. So when I'm back in Australia and I'm showing you all my yarn, I will also show you some other projects and ideas that I have. Sounds good? Sounds good. Okay. Part 1 done. See you in like 2 seconds. Because that's how long it'll take. Hi. It has been like a second for you guys. And a few weeks for me. If you can't tell, we are in Australia now in my bedroom. I have got a haircut. Thankfully. Because oh my god, I was getting old. But yes, we're talking about my yarn and my yarn storage. So here in Australia, most of my yarn, you cannot see it, is, my bed's right here, is in underbed storage. I do have a little bit on my shelf, which I can show you. Hopefully. I have a little basket that says yarn on it. And at the moment, this usually has the yarn that I'm like gonna use next in a project when I'm in Australia. But at the moment, this is all my yarn that I'm going to bring to Canada. So, might as well go through this first. And then I'll probably show you, I'll probably put they're like the plastic rolly tubs. I'll probably put those on my bed and just pick up and show you, because I'm not bothered to work out how to angle my phone. So yeah. First, I'll show you the 2 that you've already seen. My Owl of Athena Fiber Arts sock and my, I can't say this, Araucania yarn Swasco sock. So these are, should stand like this. My lining is crazy in here. It's really dark today. So anyway, yep, you've seen these. These are going to be socks. I've got to skein them up, which is what I'll do after this video. I just wanted to show them all my yarn to you in skein form again. I'm sorry. I'm annoyed at this. My lighting. Sorry about that. The lighting was weird. Tried to fix it. Don't know if I have. Anyway. So those socks. I have more sock yarn. I have 2 other sock yarns. So one is the 3 Tree Fibercrafts. 3 Trees Fibercrafts in the Fledgling Full Ply Sock. This is the shade Pandoris. I bought it as a set of 4. It was like a shawl, Pandora Sphinx Moth shawl set. So there was 1 variegated yarn and 3 tonals, which you'll see because they are in my drawers. I'll show them to you. But I'm not making the shawl, so I decided to make this into a pair of socks. I don't know if they'll be vanilla socks or if they'll be like a ribbed sock. I haven't decided. I haven't got that far. But these chubby socks, and like they're so, look how cute this skein of yarn is. Like purple and the green and the pink and there's bits of yellow. There's a big chunk of yellow. It's going to be such a cute pair of socks. And then my other skein is the ball band is coming off. Is the Regia Cotton Colour in Kiwi Fruit. This I had actually started to use to make a crochet pair of socks, and then decided I didn't want to crochet a pair of socks, so I'm going to make this into a pair of socks. And oh, I should actually get up my laptop is over here. Got my laptop, so I shall. Place is a mess. We don't talk about it. Put that here, so I can tell you my stash plans. So the Regia Cotton Colour, they have a free Regia like sock and leergang pattern, which has different, for a lot of their different yarns, but also has different like heel constructions, toe constructions, blah 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 blah. So I thought that would be good, and it's free. so I thought that would be good for that. Next I've got, this is the Lichen and Lace. I heard someone say it lichen and I was like questioning my entire life, but lichen, that's lichen, right? Lichen, you know, the stuff that grows on rocks, the moss grows on rock. Lichen and Lace. And this is the 80/20 bulky in a one-of-a-kind shade. I'd bought like a mystery pack in Vancouver last year when I was leaving, and it came with this and a stitch marker, very cute, and I thought I could knit this into like one of my regular rib, 1x1 rib bulky hats, but I thought this would be cute. I found another pattern. I was like, that's kind of boring because I have so many of them. So I found a pattern for the Camden Beanie by Lana Witherspoon. I shall put it here. Here's a picture of it, which they use a super bulky, so I thought, yes, they use super bulky, and this is considered a super bulky. Yep. And I think this has like 5 extra meters than what is required, so I was like, great. It's like 76 yards, and this only needs, the pattern only needs 70 yards. It doesn't have a folded brim, so that's probably why, but that's fine. It's just more interesting, and I thought it would be more interesting with the like color variation that's in this. It's blue and purple. Cutie patootie. So this also has to be skeined, and can't do wrong with beanies in Canada, so that shall also be a beanie. Next in my little basket I have, talking about accessories, this is the Bella Storia Venice 4-ply, which is a 55% merino, 45% cashmere yarn in shade S288, which is, you can't, the colour is not going to be right, but it's like a bright red, a vibrant red, which I want to make into the Apple Scarf by Vanessa Blissa, again, photo. And I wanted to make like a red scarf thing for this, like a pop of colour kind of vibe, but I thought the Sophie scarf was really boring, so I found a more interesting version, which is like a garter rib triangle scarf, but it has scallops on the outside, like little apples. So I thought that'd be very cute in this yarn, and they use a cashmere for the, like, fingering cashmere for the patterns, so I thought merino cashmere blend, very cute. And I got this at the Bendigo Woolen Mills in their like back room during Bendigo Sheep and Wool Show last year in July, because we went to the Sheep and Wool Show, and on the way out we were like, oh, let's go to Bendigo Woolen Mills, so that was good. What else is here? Oh, and then this next I will show you. These are, oh my god, I've got 4 skeins of the Hobie Daily Stitch Cotton, 100% cotton, in the shade, I don't know, 21. I think it's like Admiral Blue or something. Actually, I can probably go check on my, I've got it written down. Admiral Blue. And because I'm using this as like a contrast, a stripe in a granny hexagon shirt for a friend, not for me, and I bought this like last year, and unfortunately Hobie have come out with has made a statement about their use of AI that I do not agree with, so I do not promote their yarn anymore. I own a lot of it because it's quite affordable, and well, they stopped shipping to Australia anyway, so it kind of became like a moot point for me. And then it was like, and they suck, so it's like, well, good. Good to know. But I also have the Cotton Kings Cone 500 8/4 in the shade, this is color 2, which is milk, and this will be for the, so it's like a white off-white shirt with the blue stripes, which is what my friend wants. And then I also have in my basket, because I was gonna buy more Hobie yarn because they ship to Canada, but now I'm not, which sucks because I really wanted to make this project and the colours that they had were good, but it was, this is the Friends, which I have a bunch of their cotton. Friends Cotton 8/4 in the shade 114, which is sage green, which I made my mum a pair of shorts in this yarn 2024 because it came to Europe with me. Very fun. And I wanted to make this tapestry Excuse me. I want to make this tapestry, like this flowers tapestry, and I was going to use, literally going to use this yarn and buy more of the other colours that I'd need, but I do not agree with their use of AI. So, yep. And that was everything in my basket that's actually yarn and not just scraps. So cute. There's technically, that's a lie, there is stuff behind the basket. And then I have this, which I was also considering bringing to Canada, which I think I'm not going to anymore. This is, oh, let me get, can I find one? I'll find one with a label. But it's 10, it's like a whole pack of the Hobie Pom Pom collaboration in the shade Garland Yarn in the shade 16, Sabine, I don't know how to say it. And it's this, like, again, the line's gonna be weird, but it's a minty kind of cool tone green, which is it's like alpaca and 70% cotton, 30% alpaca. And I was going to use this and hold it, use this as a contrast shade for my wave sweater that I have both colours for, but when I was swatching it, it's like a cool tone purple as the main colour, plus like cool tone green as the wave was the idea. However, the cool toned purple made this yarn look yellowy green and not blue green, and I was like, well, that's not what I wanted, so then I decided not to make it. You know, and yeah, but instead I'm going to make with that yarn, which I was thinking of bringing to Canada to make, but I decided not to, is the Berlin Scarf by Suzanne Mueller. Sorry, it's because I've just watched, like, last week I went and watched Project Hail Mary with Sandra Hüller and Suzanne Mueller. Very similar names. German. Crazy. Yeah, so I will probably make that, and then because I can just use all of that yarn up to make it as long as I need. Do you know what I mean? So, as long as I want, make it just a huge scarf, and I think that would be really cute for a scarf. But not this year, because I've already got, like, enough projects, and I have others I'm going to make. Maybe I'll show you. Yeah, maybe I'll talk through all my yarn and then show you, like, my actual queue of the order of the projects that I'm gonna make. That might be better. But yeah, so that's all the yarn that's in here, which I'll actually keep this out so I can put it away, because that's not coming with me. I'm gonna put away the rest of my yarn. Give me a sec. I'm gonna put away the rest of this yarn and then get out my first of my two underbed storage. So I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so my first one, let's see if I can yarn. This one's actually not as full, so it's good because I can actually fill this with stuff, which will be good. This kind of has a lot of hand dyed, but also like commercial. It's got just honestly a mix, but it's a lot of hanks, which I think is what this is for. So let's start. First, I have in a Ziploc bag. This is the Rowan mohair. I don't remember the name of this. The Rowan mohair in the white shade, which I made a. What did I make? Oh, I made a scarf for a friend, like a shawl scarf for a friend for her wedding. So in white. And she wanted to buy one, and it was like over $100. I was like, girl, I will make you one as your wedding present. And like, you can just pay for the yarn, which I think it was like $49 pretty much for 2 skeins, and I didn't even use all 2 skeins. I used like 1.5, so I have some left. But it's like the only mohair that I own, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's there. We'll talk about the other mohair that I own. This is my leftover lichen and lace mohair, marsh mohair, in the shade, is it Sugar Plum? I don't remember. Might be. I kept the little label. I kind of like that these are sewn. It's very cute. Yes, sugar plum, marshmallow head, 64% kid silk, 36%, 64% mohair, kid mohair, 36% kid silk. I have less than 50 grams, so I've got 40 something. And I used this, I'll show you the yarn next, to make, the other yarn, to make the Oslo hat. Yes, the one that's all stockinette that has the folded brim, which is cute. I also bought this in Canada last year, like this time, no, April last year. It's now May. Same as the other lichen and lace. I bought them at the same place. Cute. And this is nice. This is soft. I would buy more. I liked it. Anyway. And then I used, and then the other yarn that I used, the one I held it with, is the Concept by Katya Silky Lace in the shade, I don't know what shade this was, 181, which I think is like mauve, soft mauve, light mauve, something like that. And it's a merino silk blend, so it's like a mohair silk blend and a merino silk blend. So it's very silky. And again, the colour is not coming off right. This looks on camera, it's looking really grey, whereas this is definitely a lot more purple in real life. I'll put in a photo of the beanie. I don't know if my photo I took also captured it. It's definitely more purple and like more vibrant in real life. But I used, it was like, oh, it's going to take up, I thought this was 50 gram balls, and I thought this was going to use more yarn than it did. This only used, like I had this much left over. This is a donut, so I've just stuck it in the donut. Ta-da! So I have like a whole skein of this left. And I don't know what I'm going to use this for. This is like a sport weight, 80% merino, 20% silk blend in this beautiful purple shade. Yeah, again, don't know what I'm going to make. But I have it now. It's cute. So, what's next? We'll do more like one-off skein things. So this is also a partial skein. This is the Rowan Summerlight 4-ply in the shade Rubos, the T one. I think this shade has actually been discontinued, which sucks, because this is like the most beautiful, like rusty orange red color. I love it. It's so cute. And it's like, I don't know, it's like dark enough and red enough to not be like orange. Like, I don't know. This is so pretty, and I'm so upset that it's been discontinued. I do actually have this as a project in my queue, because I have my queues organized by like projects I'm going to make. These are the plans, and then I've got my like confirmed stash plan, so I have all of the yarn for it, and I'm like, when I get around to it, like when I finish all these projects first, when I get around to it, these are what I will make. And then I have stash plans that I have partial yarn for, that I'm confirmed if I'm going to make it. I just need to buy more yarn for it. But that is future, because I don't have the yarn for it. That's why they're at the bottom. So this one is the Ivy Tee by Petite Knit. I thought in this colour would be stunning. And I have 112 meters, and I need another 1,000 meters, which is 6 skeins of yarn. But because this is discontinued, I don't know if I can get 6 more skeins of yarn, and if they'd even be in the same dye lot. So I'd probably get 6 skeins of yarn, because I don't think I need that much more. And then just use this as like the bottom ribbing, and the ribbing on like the hem and the sleeve. Like I probably would, if I had to use it, I'd probably use that for it. But it's so pretty. And because it's like a fingering weight yarn, you know, and the quality is so nice. Like it's so good. I made a bandana for a friend in this yarn, because it was such like her colours, and that was like cute. Anyway, so that's that one. What's next? I've got a few like minis, so I'll go through those, I suppose. So this is the Walk Collection Tough Sock Mini in the shade Gaia, which looks black on camera. Maybe it's this very dark brown. And I actually have two of these. One of them is being used right now for a pair of socks. But when I bought this, I didn't know how many minis you needed for like toe, heel, cuff, blah, blah, blah. So I bought two because I was like, oh, one for each foot. You need one for 2 feet. So I have two, but that's fine because I will keep this and I will use it to make as either colour work or, again, contrast heel or contrast toe, heel, cuff for a different pair of socks, and they'll be cute. Anyway, so that's that one. And the rest of my minis, the rest of them? Yes, the rest of my minis are actually part of a project. Now, it's one of the ones I need to buy more yarn for, but it is the Eve sweater by We Made Wardrobe. Put a photo in, and I've got all the minis for the stripes of colour. I just need the base yarn, which I haven't bought because I've already got a few sweaters. I have a few sweaters plans. Yeah, I've got like, because I need for my site, because it's a fingering weight with the mohair, I need 1750 meters of yarn, which is not cheap. And because you use a mohair and you hold it the whole way through, and I just, yeah, haven't found a yarn. And mohair I don't know if I like, so I'm kind of like, but I don't want a yarn that's going to bulk up my fabric because it's meant to be fingering weight. Well, maybe that'd be alright, I don't know. It's like a fingering weight. It's a fingering, what's the word? Gauge, fingering weight gauge for the project. But I'm thinking the hardest bit of making this fingering weight sweater is going to be the yoke before you get to the first line of colour, because then it's like rows of colour and then the gap and then the rows of eyelets and then the gap, like, and then the stockinette and then colour, stockinette, eyelets, stockinette. Like, I feel like when you get to that bit, it's going to be a lot more interesting. But that drop shoulder first part is going to be like, this is taking forever. But, so that's the idea. So that's what all these minis are for, and I've been collecting these minis since, again, I bought a set of 6, which I shouldn't have, but I have them now, so I'm going to make them. This is the Sweet Georgia Hexahue mini skein yarn set, which has 6 mini skeins. That's the colours, but I'll show you what they actually are. Which is the Tough Love Sock, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon fingering weight, 28 gram skeins. Do I want to show you those ones? Yeah, I'll show you those first. Which are these. So yeah, we've got an orange, a pink, a purple, a warm purple, cool purple, a blue, and a teal, not teal, like an aquamarine kind of colour. So I have these, and then I was like, well, I've got 6 out of 10 shades. There's 10 shades in them. I don't know if we're going to be able to hold up all the colours. We'll find out. And I bought these 2, a green and a yellow, at the Bendigo Shipping Wool show, because I was looking for minis. My worry is there was a DK, this one I bought, it looks suspicious. There was a DK bin and a fingering bin, and I got this from the fingering bin, but I'm worried this is actually a DK weight yarn. Because if so, then my plan is kind of ruined, but if we come to that bridge, we'll cross it when we come to it. And then I bought this bright yellow, this one I don't know where I got it from. I forgot to write down the name. This is the Dyed by Hand Yarns Tough Stocking Mini, which is 75% merino, 25% nylon, 20 grams. I think these are also 20 gram minis. They feel kind of the same. So then I got, yeah, a yellow and a green, and I was like, okay, well, that's 8. Now I need 2 more. And I was like, I don't know what colors to like get. I was like, actually, I kind of want, because the pink that it has is quite a lot more purple leaning. So I was like, oh, a watermelon kind of pink would be cute, and that would fit between the orange and the pink that I already had. And so when I was in, literally, when I was in Vancouver last month in April, just before I left, I found this, the Koigu KPPM Demi, which is 100% merino wool, 25 grams, which is, the color is going to be off. because of the lighting, but it's this like peachy pink color. So it wasn't exactly what I was looking for, and I was like, is this too similar to what I already have? But this fits in the color scheme really well. It's definitely between the orange and the pink that I've already got. And then when I was like looking at my yarns, all of them, you know, I was talking about my 3 trees fiber crafts, and there's a purple, a green, and a yellow. I was like, this yellow is like a butter yellow. It's so cute. Look at this color, stunning. But the other yellow that I have is a lot brighter and more vibrant. This is a lot warmer colored, warmer toned. And I was like, well, this, like, it's 100 gram skein, but I can just, and it's a sock yarn, like I can just use however much I need and then have this hang around. That's fine. You know, so I was like, and it slots right in perfectly between the yellow and the orange. So I want to see if I can hold up all of these yarns. Oh, maybe I'll do 1, 2, 3. So, and then I made a rainbow. You see? Oh, you can't actually see. Ta-da. Which I think is pretty cute. That means I don't have to buy any more yarn for this other than the... But then my idea was, well, I'm also like, do I do it in colour order or do I do it mixed up? And then because there's 10 colours on the body, but there's only 7 on the arms, so do I do like 1, 2, 3 and then have the rest of these colours on the arms? Which for me, definitely the blues and the purples and the greens are a lot more my colour. So I haven't decided on that, but I have the yarn. I suppose I'll do the rest of the 3 tree fiber crafts. So I also have, that was the shade, this is the shade Chantilly, this beautiful yellow. And then I have the shade Sweet Dreams, which is a pastel purple as well. And then I have the shade Oregano, I don't know how we say it in Australia, but it's this darker olivey green. Very beautiful. And I was like, obviously these pair stunning so well together. And I was like, oh, I could make like a pair of colourwork mittens, because I usually use like a fingering weight yarn. I was like, these would be, obviously I love purple and green, so I thought these would be great. But I was like, well, if I've already started to use my yellow skein, the yellow and purple are really cute as well. So options for those. If not, it'd probably be turned to a sock, because otherwise I don't really know what I'd use with these for. But they're pretty. And I was like, I don't know if I'd want yellow socks. Definitely I could have a pair of dark green, like olivey green socks, like yellow, bright yellow, butter yellow. Actually, these are really cute. It's a really cute color. But I think this would be really cute as a mitten, or yeah, that's really cute. This is really cute. Or even this like yellow and green is really cute. Like all the colours go so well together. So making my life hard. What's next? Oh, I forgot to show you this. This is also a mohair. I was like, I don't have any mohair, and I have 3. This I also bought in April this year. This, when I bought the little mini, I wasn't going to buy anything, and then this was in the discount section, so I bought it. It was like 20% off. So this is the Woollerton Estate Yarns Cousin Benny mohair in Cressida, and it's just this bright mint teal, bright minty tealy kind of colored green mohair, which is just a single skein. And like, I bought a single skein and made a cool beanie, and I thought this would make a really cool beanie to make another mohair. You know, 72% mohairs, 28% silk, and it's like quite soft. And they had Drops Kid Silk mohair, and I felt it, and I was like, so I was gonna buy Drops mohair for my Eve sweater, but I was like, maybe not, because it's not very soft. So if anyone has good recommendations for soft not crazy expensive mohair, let me know. What's next? Oh, more single skeins. A lot of single skeins in here. We're getting to from the single skeins down. So this is this is a yarn I also bought in Canada last year. So this is the Dyed in the Wool Spin Cycle yarns in the shade Space Oddity, which is the colorway that I got is like mint green, grey, and this like peach color, which I love. This color combination is like one of my favorites. And I was in the place that I bought this, which was Bad Anna's in Vancouver. I don't remember exactly what their address is in Vancouver. And I was like, oh, they have, let's see, I'll see if they have a skein, because I want to work out what color to do as the mate, because I was in Bad Anna's, and they had a skein of this, and it was like, instead of being peachy pink, it was like bright red. And I was like, oh, because I'm going to use this to make a beanie, because I've only got one skein, and knowing if I buy another skein it's probably not going to look like this, I'm going to make the Alpine Bloom hat by Caitlin Hunter, using this as the contrast, and then finding another small weight yarn to do the main color hat. But I haven't decided what color, so I was like, white I could do, grey, like black I could do. I was like, oh, I could do dark grey, which I think I might do. And like one of the pictures that they have is of like a Dyed in the Wool spin cycle, which is like the light pink, because there's a lot of dark pink in that yarn. And I was like, but I think the grey might, like a dark grey, like a thunderstormy dark grey kind of colour, might work really well. Just gotta try and find one. There's not a lot of sport weight yarns available, just kind of normally. So, but yeah. So one of these, very cute, love it. What's next? I'll do the noisy bag. I have 2 full skeins left, plus a bunch of scraps and kind of reworked bits of the Jaeger alpaca in the shade, I think it's 307 Fleur, which I made my sister a vest, a crochet vest in this yarn, in this pink, because I thought she'd like it, and she does, so that's good. But I have a bunch of this left, and I got it quite affordably. It was for 100% alpaca. It was for a D-stash, and it was originally $90, and I was like, can I pay $80 for 10 balls? So it was $8 per ball, which is quite cheap for 100% alpaca, fingering weight 100% alpaca. And this shade is really cute, and I wanted something for my sister, so I got her. So this, and this actually has a project as well where I have to find more yarn for it, but I want to make. It is the Peony Vest by Annie Germain, or Annie Sews, who you might know from her Sailor Slipper pattern. And the original pattern calls for a DK weight and a worsted, but it's like a fluff to make a bulky. And then I saw someone do a fingering weight and a worsted, like a fingering weight yarn plus a worsted like actual yarn, and not just a fluffy worsted, like an actual worsted weight yarn, to make that bulky weight. And I thought this, oh my god, can I figure out this plus a worsted weight yarn could do that. And I found the Malabrigo worsted in the shade Damask Rose, like a worsted / Aran weight yarn, so something a bit thicker, like a heavy worsted or Aran, was my plan. And the yarn in the recommended yarn is about 520 to 560 meters for each of the main yarns. That just for my size, it's just over 500. It's like almost 600 meters, and I have 720 meters of this yarn. 750. That's right, 750 meters. So I thought that'd be really cute. This plus, and the Malabrigo worsted in Damask Rose is a what is it? Variegated yarn. So I thought that might be interesting to see how they blend. because I don't have, unfortunately, I only have 750 meters of a fingering weight. I don't have enough yarn to make a lot of stuff for my size, and it's 100% alpaca. It's actually on my hand, my neck is very itchy. On my hand, I don't know, but yeah. So that's my plan. But Malabrigo worsted is kind of hard to find because they went to Malabrigo Rios, which is a super wash. But Malabrigo worsted is just 100% wool. So I thought that would be really cute. And I'm trying to find, like, looking online at the pictures, which one would match. Ravelry is great because you can literally go to Malabrigo worsted or to any yarn and find a colorway that you like and then click it and look at all the projects made with the yarn. And you'll see different lighting and see how it works up. And so there was like cactus flower, which I looked at, and like a pink one that I looked at. And on the website looked decently similar to this. And then you look at actual pictures and it's like bright pink. And you're like, this is like a, again, the color is not coming off right, but it's like a mauvey pink. It's not bright pink. And even in this lining, because it's still pink. But I thought it would be really cute. I also have the peony vest because I want to make a blue one, which I thought would be really cute. Or like a tweedy version. I love the scrappy one yarn versions people have made, where it's like the body is the main color and then all the ribbing, like the neck and the button band and the arm, they're all different colors. So cute. Or I like pair this with something. I don't know. I haven't decided how it's gonna work, but it's on the list for a plan I would like to do with this. I thought that would be cute. What's next? Oh, I've got these I bought 2 years ago in Amsterdam. These, I should just be showing you the yarn. These are Life in the Long Grass 100% superwash merino singles in the shade Sugar Plum. Crazy, I love the shade Sugar Plum. This beautiful purple colour. And I bought this originally to make socks, and then I realised they're not sock yarn. There's 100% merino, so they have no nylon. And like, I know you can make socks out of 100% merino, but I was like, this would be better to make something else, which do I have? Yes, I do have a plan for this. This is I want to make the mini mock neck tank by Jessie May Designs. Now, I've only got 2 of these, which are 732 meters. And I am not a small person, so it's not enough. 2 is not enough of a fingering weight yarn to make, of a fingering weight yarn to make a lot of projects for my size. Some people could get away with it. Me, I need 3 at least. Like, also these are only, these are 366 meters. They're 400 yards, not 400 meters, and then 400 whatever yards, 20 yards, something like that. So it's like not even like the 800 meters that I'd normally get. So I'm going to make, which I thought like this as like a mini, as like a little tank would be so cute. I thought, 100% superwash merino in purple. Love purple, so need more purple things in my life. So yeah, that's those ones. Next, more hand-dyed yarn. So this is 3 Cats yarn, which I bought this yarn. Oh, I'm holding it upside down. 3 Cats yarn, which is a Sydney. Why have we got fluff all over you? I don't know where that's come from. Let me see if I can hold these all up. 3 of these. They are all this is still upside down, oh my god. 4-ply soft sock yarn, which is 75% merino, 25% nylon. And I have the shade Magnolia Light Speckle Vintage Tea Party, or Vintage Tea Set, excuse me, and Garnet, Jewel Garnet. Which I bought these as a fade is the word, but like as a gradient. I bought these as a gradient. I bought these, was it 2024 as well? I think so. At the Wyong, oh my god, I forgot the name. The Knitting Guild of Australia, like Wyong One Day Yarn Festival thing. which I wanted to go to last year, but I was like 3 hours away, and I was like, because I had my friend I went with in 2024 was like, do you want to go? And I was like, I wish, but I couldn't make it, which sucks. But yeah, so I bought these 3 2 years ago, 2024, end of 2024, as a gradient, and I was like, I will make something with this. Well, I think I've kind of decided. It depends how it works. I'm going to do a swatch to see how it's going to work up before I like put it in my queue, but it's in my favorites right now because I have my favorites of like potential stash plans that I haven't decided on. Like I've got options. So I have got I've got 2 options. So my idea is either the Lydia Morrow, if I say name, Rumble Raglan, and you use the 3 colours and you with the stripes, which I thought as like a gradient would be so cute. Or I was like, I could make the Tombow Tea by Florence Miller, which is a stripy fingering weight shirt, and I've heard lots of good things about the fit of that. And then just do the stripes as like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or something like that. I haven't decided. But yeah, so that's these 3. I'm leaning more towards the Rumble Raglan, but I'm just gonna see how it works up in a little swatch. Yeah. So that's these. I think they're so cute. I think for the Rumble Raglan, I do think there's enough contrast between each of these yarns to do it right. I think this being quite a tonal, like a solid yarn compared to these 2 will be really grounding for it. And then I was thinking this as the collar, and then this as the arm ribbing, and then this as the hem ribbing. And even if I did the Tombow Tea, I'd also do that. But I just thought that would be really cute. That's those ones. Now we're getting into my commercial yarns. So I have, oh my god, I have, you can't see them all, 6 skeins of Sandaskan Sunday, which I bought again when I was in Canada last year, and I wish I bought 8. They had 8, I only bought 6. Should have bought 8 because I would have been able to make so much more stuff. Put those down. So Sandaskan Sunday, and this was on sale yarn. I think it was a limited edition shade. So this is the shade 5224, which is like light lilac or light purple, something like that. But it is like a vibrant purple, which I think for me is a little too vibrant. Which is saying something because I love purple. But I do have an idea for this. I have 2 ideas. One, I am, well, 2/3 ideas. I haven't quite worked out what I'd want to do. But, so, my first idea, and like the one that's at the start is the one I'm leaning more towards, is the making the Monday sweater. Now I'm actually, I think I'm making one right now. There is one, it's actually right in front of me, but I have one that I started before I went to Canada that I was hoping to get to while I was here, and I've been busy. Like, let me get it out for you. Yeah, I was hoping to do this while I was back, like finish it, because I didn't realize how close I was to finishing. But I literally had no time. Like, usually I would do stuff in the evenings. I have been out pretty much every single evening while I've been home, which is good, but it's also like, I had things I wanted to do. Which side is I think this is the front. Like, can I show you? I don't know if I can show you. This is how far, like, I have a whole sleeve done. I'm literally almost at the cuff. I'm almost at the cuff for the next sleeve. And then the body is rolling up, but I did kind of want this to be a bit cropped. I don't think I had decided. But like, this is, I don't know if I can show you. I can't show you, but like when I roll it down, it's like touching the top of my jeans. It's almost done. And this is the 2XL design. Now, the Monday sweater, the XL, I would have enough of the Sandaskan Sunday for. And the it uses the Sandusky Sunday originally in the pattern plus a mohair. And I was like, well, I could get, what I thought would be cool is you get like a light purple mohair to like marl with this. Marl. It's weird in an Australian accent, but to make it like multicolored. So yeah, like a pastel purple, like a really light purple plus this. I thought would be cute. Cute idea. And kind of change the color a little bit. Yeah, so the Monday sweater is option 1. Option 2 is making the Olga sweater and using that purple as like the contrast stripe because I need less yarn. So that's an option, but then I think both of those ideas I have to buy more yarn for. And then my third option is making something like the Mew top, where it's the ribbing around the like your waist and then a loose top that you kind of sits like off shoulder. And the sizing on the Mew top sucks, but it's like that is one of the easiest things to design, like to make yourself, I think. Anyway, so they're options for the Sandusky Sunday that I have. What's next? Oh, I've got a bunch of Hobie yarn. But I have a bunch of Hobie yarn. This is the Hobie, the Rainbow 86, which is the sport weight yarn. And I used 4 of these colours, not those 2, to make placemats for a friend with another grey colour that I gave the rest of that yarn to a different friend who wanted it to make something. And then when I was buying the yarn, I didn't know which pink would look better. And I decided the brighter pink would look better. So I have 2 of these. I was thinking, I don't know, actually, I was going to make something with these, now I don't remember. Did I write that down? I don't know if I did. Oh my god, I'm dropping things. And then, well, I was going to order more yarn from Hobie, but apparently I'm not anymore, so I don't know if I'm going to make this. But I was going to use these 4, plus 4 darker versions of these in the same yarn, or in the Hobie, the Friends cotton. I think it was the Friends. But this 8/6 yarn to make the scrunchie bag by Loopy. Is it by Loopy Studios? The crochet version. Yeah, by Loopy Studio, the scrunchie bag. And I just thought that'd be really cool to do, like, you know, bright green, dark green, bright purple, dark purple, bright orange, bright pink, dark red. To make a stripy, like a bright, vibrant stripy bag. Scrunchie bag. I thought that would be cute. I did have an idea for these, no I don't remember, but those. And then I have another skein of the Friends 8/4 cotton in the shade 113 Misty Green, because I made a belt for my mum's shorts in this yarn. So it was the dark green and the light green. Cute. Again, this is just some leftovers, don't know what I'm going to use it for just yet. I've got a bunch of cotton. I have actually a drawer in my bookcase thing where I have my basket of yarn that has a bunch of cotton in it. So I'm going to I will show you that later, but that's probably where I should keep a lot of my cottons if I'm doing that, but I haven't decided. What else? Oh, and then I'm getting so tired. I have so much yarn. This is the Abbey Road, the Wind Cries Merino in the shade Sandcastle. Castles in the Sand, something like that. I do have, sorry, I'm just looking at my queue because I do have a project for this. So this, I'm making my balloon cardigan in this exact yarn in a different shade, in the like purple haze shade. Yeah. And I had 14 balls of that and I've only got 6 of these. It's so soft. But I'm going to make the Everyday Round Vest by Noriko Ichikawa. And I have 720 meters of this yarn. And it is the size 4 and the size 5 of the cropped version use 660 meters at most. So I was like, I have enough yarn. Yay. So that's that plan, but again, future. And then do I have 6 of these? I do. I have 6 skeins of Trabu, Lion Brand Trabu, which is 100% rayon from bamboo. This is the shade Mauve, and I have 6 skeins of the shade Mauve. This is really soft and like silky, which is very nice. And I do have plans for this. So originally I was like, I'm going to make the Lusk tee, which I thought would be really cute. Which is a DK weight yarn, and this is a DK weight yarn, like a DK weight yarn pattern. That's what this is. And I need 680 meters at most for the size 6, which would be my size, and I have 1322 meters. And I was like, what else can I make? So I decided on the Cloud Top by Petite Knit. Now the Cloud Top by Petite Knit is like 2 fingerings to make a DK, or like a fingering and a sport, something like that. Or it's like a fingering weight that you hold double. Fingering weight that you hold double to make a DK weight gauge. And I was like, well, I have a DK. And the Cloud Top, I liked the Cloud Top over the Ivy Top, even though I like the Ivy T for my fingering weight yarn. And it says the top size 2XL, which would be the size I'd have to make, uses 880 meters, most likely 880 meters of the fingering weight. And I was like, held double, I don't know. So I decided to, I think I'm going to bring this yarn to make that top while I'm in Canada. So I'm going to bring enough for 880 meters. These are 220 each, so I need 4. Yes. These are 220 meters each, so I need 4, which would be good. And I don't know if it's going to use 4 balls of yarn. And then if I only have 2 left, that's like, what do I make? I was like, well, I can still make the Lusk tee by Rebecca Clow and just find another yarn as like the stripe, because you can make a stripy one. Like, I'll just make a stripy one. Buy this yarn, the colour, make it stripy. Or a really similar yarn, I haven't decided. So that's the plan. So this I actually have to take out because I want to bring this to Canada instead of some of my other yarns. All of these are coming with me. And again, this colour, it looks so grey, but it's definitely a lot more vibrant in person. And that is all the yarn in this box. So it's 1 down, 1 to go, plus a bit. Thumbs up. Okay, I'm back with my other box. Do I want to pick this one up? This looks like it has nothing in it. I swear it's got stuff in it. So my second box. This kind of just has a mishmash of stuff. A lot more scraps are in this one. So I have, oh my god, I was like, you're over here. I've got 2 skeins of the Lion Brand Woolies Thick and Quick, because I made my friend a scarf and I didn't know how much I would need. So I have 2 left over. This one's partially used. This is the shade Hudson Bay. Yeah. Bay de Hudson. Hudson. Oh my god. I can't speak French. I have more Lion Brands. This is a Lion Brand Respun Thick and Quick in the shade Cherry, I think. Dark Cherry. Again, that colour is all weird. Which I made my dad a beanie with to take to Iceland and Scandinavia and Germany. And it was like big enough and long enough that he could like, I accidentally made it like too long, but it was good because he could like real pull it down over his head. And he liked that. But I have a bunch of this left. And then I have, this is also the Lion Brand Thick and Quick, but it's just a scrap of the dark green shade, which I don't remember the name of. Which I made my friend a beanie with, like just a crochet one. And because these are all the bulky weight yarns, I thought if I like the Camden beanie that I'm making with my lichen and lace bulky, 80-20 bulky, I can make it with this yarn. Well, not this one specifically, but this type of yarn, the Lion Brand yarn. But I, again, haven't decided. And then I have 2 of the Hudson Bay, which I only need 1 to make a beanie. So I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. So that might get donated eventually. Because I'm not really a big bulky weight person yarn. So. Next, I have, this is the Loops and Threads Luxe Merino wool blend in the Mélange de Laine. In the shade Jade Multi, which is this green colour. This is like a DK weight yarn, I think. 3, light 3 is DK, I don't know. DK, I think. I'm real bad with the light 3 weight yarn. I was like, tell me it's a DK, tell me it's an 8 ply. I can do that. The rest of it I can't. This is so cute. It's like, again, the colours are weird, but it's like a mint green and grey multicolored skein. And it's cute. I only have one. Did I have an idea for this? I thought I did. I don't. Turns out I don't. But I do want to make something with this. I just don't know what yet. Like maybe a beanie of some kind, because this is 312 meters, so it's a decent amount of yarn. But I haven't decided yet. What is it? 55% merino, 45% acrylic. So I'll make something with this because it's really cute. I just haven't decided. I also haven't decided if I'll buy more of this yarn to then make something with. That is also an option. And then I have a single skein of Cleckheaton Country 8 ply in the shade, I think, 2314, which I'm pretty sure is the shade Splice, which is such a perfect name. Like, look at the colour of this. It's like bright yellow. And a splice is a ice cream, ice cream. It's an ice block. An ice block. It's an ice block. A splice. And I'm using, this is the yarn, the Cleckheaton Country in the white shade that I'm using for my Monday sweater right now. And I just had, this was from my mum, this yarn, and it just had a random bright yellow skein. But I thought, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but this might be fun to do like a duplicate stitch design on that sweater, because otherwise that sweater's quite boring. But that might be fun to do like a sun design maybe in it, because it's bright yellow. So that's that one. More yarn. Then we get, here is a 10-pack of the Australian Wool Store Australian Superfine Merino, which is the 10 ply, which is the worsted weight. So we in Australia use ply to indicate thickness of yarn and not twist. Honestly, this might be a 10 ply. It's quite this might be a 10 ply. An actual 10 ply. But this is the shade Jacaranda, which is that cool toned purple that I was telling you about that I was going to make my wave sweater with. I love this colour, and the yarn is so soft. And I bought this at the Bendigo Sheep and Wool Show because I was looking for, well, I was, yes and no, looking for a yarn. I was like, if I find it. I had a budget in cash, and I think I had a cash budget to try and make sure I didn't spend too much money. And the only time I didn't use the cash was when I was buying a present for a friend, and that was, so I put that on my card because I was like, well, that's not buying a present for a friend. And I was like, well, that's different to like my yarn budget. Do you know what I mean? So these are $12 skeins for, which is 100% merino, 100% superfine merino, 87 meters by 50 grams. Yeah, $12 per ball. So I bought 10 balls, it was $120. So it's $120 cash. Like, which is a decent price because at Morris & Sons is $12.90 per ball of 100% merino. So it's like, well, I saved, and that was the yarn that I was going to use. And I was like, well, I'm saving money by buying it. So yeah, and it's purple, and it's cute. And I was like, what am I going to make with this now? Because I have 870 meters, and 870 meters of a 10 ply yarn is kind of not enough. And because I was going to do this as colour work, I had enough yarn. So let me tell you my options that I had with this. So I have two options. I have more, but these were the two options that I was thinking of. One was the key sweater by Petite Knit. I thought the key sweater, using this as the contrast of the little keys, because it is pastel enough, I think, and getting like a chocolate brown and having this as the contrast would be very cute. So the size 2XL only needs 400 meters, and I was like, well, I've got 870, so I could use this and then use the other half for something else. And the other idea I had was making the shortcake sweater by Jamie Makes. Is that her name? Jamie Creates, that's it. Jamie Creates. And it is a 3-color, that's not, yeah, I was like, there's not 3, a 3-color contrast, 3-color stripe, so it's like a 3-color stripe jumper, sweater. And for my size, which is the XL, you need 440 meters and 430 meters of the main 2 colors, and then 240 meters of the little stripe. So it's like 2 thick stripes and a little stripe. And I was like, well, if I use 400 meters in the key sweater, then I have 470 meters for the shortcake sweater. And I was thinking, I was looking up the Australian wool store because I was like, getting the same yarn base would be good, I think, because it's obviously such a specific twist for this merino. And $12 per ball is actually quite decent. They had a chocolate brown, like an espresso chocolate brown, stunning. But then they also, I was like looking at colours, I was like, what colour would I pair with this? They had this, which I've been so infatuated with this colour. They had the shade, I'm gonna put a picture up because I love it. The shade Dewberry in this yarn, and it looked so beautiful. This yarn, and the other one that I really liked, this yarn colour, and you're like, does anyone else have this yarn colour? And you might also be like, oh, that's cute. Does anyone else make this colour? The Knitting for Olive Blackberry Ice Cream. Because I was looking at Knitting for Olive when I was looking up for my Eve sweater. The like soft silk mohair, Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair, and the merino in the white shade. Blah blah blah. But they have the Blackberry Ice Cream, and I was like, it's such a similar shade to Dewberry, and I was like, Dewberry, and I was like, this colour is so pretty. And I thought that'd be really fun to have like the pastel cool tone purple, and then the warm tone dark purple, and then just a white for, and then I have the Bendigo Woolen Mills Luxury in, which is not merino, but it is wool. What is it? Merino. No, I think it's just wool, but it's a worsted weight, like a 10-ply yarn in white. And I was like, I'm probably gonna have some left over from one of my plans that I will show you. I've already told you about it because I told you about it in Canada. The ski later sweater. I'm probably gonna have yarn left over, and I was like, I'll probably have, if I have 240 meters, I'll use that as the white, because I think that with the thin stripes, being a different yarn is fine. But this, and then yeah, matching. So, and the key sweater, I need 1,000 meters of the main color in the chocolate brown, which might be cheap, but it'll be cute. So that's the plan. And supporting Australian businesses is the plan. But that is, again, future Salem plans. And it's like stuff that I have to buy yarn for. Potentially, though, only 1,400 meters of yarn for those 2 projects. But I was like, yeah, having this, being able to use it twice, I'd have to, yeah, anything I did, I'd have to buy more yarn for this anyway. So that's the idea. Next, I have a single skein of 4 Seasons Marble 8-ply 100% acrylic. This is the shade, this fawn. I don't remember why I kept this, but I did. So now I have it. Yep, it's from Spotlight. It's a acrylic yarn. 8-ply is DK weight. 270 meters per ball. It's not even that soft. I'm using one right now in the shade Pasture, which is like a green shade, for a sweater, which is a 100% acrylic sweater. Crochet sweater that I started again before I left for Canada last year. A while ago. I was just getting around to finishing projects. So, but yeah, other than that, I don't know why I kept this. Maybe it was just to have, just in case I needed I wanted to make something. Then I also have the Loops and Threads Flex acrylic blend. This is 79% acrylic, 21% polyester. In the shade Violet, yeah. Which is this purple yarn with bright coloured flecks. So cute. I actually really like this. I originally started making a pair of leg warmers with this, but I was like, am I going to wear leg warmers? No. So I actually want to knit the, well, I think I've decided on knitting a beanie, but there's a pattern for a dragon slayer bag, which is like a dragon scale egg shaped bag that uses this yarn specifically. But I was thinking of using this for the, where is it? Where did I put it? It's a worsted weight yarn, so it's the My Baker's Hat by Emily Russell. And I just thought it would be very cute. I love tweed. Tweed is like, it's kind of criminal that I don't have tweed yarn other than this. I love tweed. I want to make a tweed jumper at some point. But yeah, this as a tweeny beanie. I love tweed. I thought it would be so cute. So, and it's like pink and green and white and blue, little flecks. And it's purple. So cute. So I'm thinking, yeah, making this into the My Baker's Hat. So yeah, we're almost there. I've got two skeins. Yeah, two skeins of Modavira Daisy, which is, you're gonna be able to see, it's a sparkly yarn. So I have one shade in Blondie and one shade in white. Yeah, and this is, let me just chuck one of those down. It's a 100 gram ball, which is 385 meters per ball, and it is 41% acrylic, 18% nylon, 12% mohair, 23% glitter, and 6% superwash wool. And it is pretty soft. This is nice. And it says it's a 5mm. I think, yeah, it says it's like, yeah, a 5mm hook. And I'm like, oh, that'd be more of like a worsted weight than a DK weight, but it's, I don't know, quite thin. And I think it's just because it's fluffy that it makes it like a worsted weight yarn. But I was thinking of, this held with something I think would be really cute, like a fingering weight yarn to actually bulk it up. But I do actually have a plan for one of these skeins. One of them I'd like to make into a beanie, I think, just because it's cute and it's sparkly. The other one, I think, oh, this one I've decided, the white shade specifically, I've decided to make the Paloma Pointel scarf by Studio Annalise. Which, what weight yarn is the, oh, they say it's a fingering. So they use a fingering weight for that project, but I thought if I just make the small size, like check my gauge, make the small size, blah, 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 that kind of thing, make a little shawl scarf thing in this very cute yarn, the white glittery yarn. I thought it'd be really cute, and it's so soft. And then so this I said I was bringing to Canada with me. Maybe I'll see if it fits. If it doesn't fit, then I won't bring it, but if it does fit, it's coming with me. I'll put that over here then. It's a lot of yarn. Well, I've got like, they're the vacuum bags, but without the vacuum things, you just like squish them flat. And so what I literally do is I fill them with yarn, close them until there's a little notch and lie on them. Because I'm not small, as we've discussed. And so I make things quite flat. Which is very funny to me. So yeah, that is my, now I've got fluff. That was my idea with that. And then the last thing is I have two bags of the Valuable Millens. Two. And these are yarns, they're the millends of yarns, and they sell them at Spotlight, and there's just like a big mesh grate basket thing with bags of these, and you just dig. And so I've had other shades over time, but I have at the moment this brown, which is about a worsted weight brown. It's quite nice, like a dark green kind of brown. Quite like it. Yeah, I've used it for a project. And then I have this. Is it open? Oh, I need a swatch. I don't remember why. Oh, I think I was checking my gauge. Yeah. Oh, there's more. What was I doing? What was I thinking of making? I don't remember. Here's another one. Here's another swatch. This is also like a worsted weight yarn. It's, or maybe an Aran, but like that thicker. yarn. And I was thinking with this one, the purple and orangey brown, which I love these colours. Like, I picked it up and I bought it because the colour in the skin, like, it's just so appealing to me. I don't know what it is. This like pastel purple with like a warm purple with like warm browns and so cute. Very like lesbian vibes to me. If you just like, you know, like the lesbian flag, which is like orange and pink, but then you just made it like purple and rusty coloured instead. And I think for that I was thinking of making a knit vest, like, yeah, like a knit vest tank thing. And I'm making one, oh my god, my hand. I'm making one in Canada, which we've discussed. The See My Vest Worsted by Emily Boldarn in the Loops and Threads facet. And if that goes well, I can work out how much yarn, because I don't know the meterage. I've only got 400 grams. So if the facets worsted, I only have 765 meters, like, depending on how much of that yarn gets used, we'll decide what I do. And I don't think, I was like, oh, this would be cute to make like a blanket out of and do like squares and then border it in the brown. But then I was like, I don't know if 400 grams is going to be enough for a whole blanket, like, of worsted weight yarn. So yeah, but that's everything in that tub. Actually, I'll show you the, oh, and then I'll show you the bits and pieces in my drawer. And then I have, technically I have a third underbed storage, but it's full of other things except for like 3 bits of yarn, because I'll show you what they are. And then my drawer, and then we'll be done with my yarn. And I can then talk about my queue and what's like the order of my queue and what I have ideas for and things like that. So I will see you again in a sec. Okay, so I have, these are the yarns that are in that third underbed storage. There's literally 1 yarn. It is 3 of the Hobie Tea Time yarn in the shade Mate, M-A-T-E. Pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. But it is that like grey, pink and mint green colour combination that I just think is so cute. And I was going to crochet this into a granny hexagon pullover, so like where it's also sewn up the middle with the collar. But I made the step-by-step sweater by Florence Miller in the, what is it? Lion Brand Mandala Ombre in Zen. And that was also a 4-weight acrylic. And I really like this sweater. Like, I've worn it so much. And I thought it would be really cute in these colorways as well. In this colorway as well. So I think I might knit another one of those eventually. It's on the list, but it's not gonna be anytime soon. And then more acrylic I have. This is leftover Murdavera Valley that I used in my, for my, it's actually, I'll hang it up. It was a crochet vest top thing. Yep, I've also got, these are 2, I don't remember where these are from. These might have been from Lincraft, which really isn't a thing anymore. Purple, variegated purple. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these. I'm thinking like together they would make something really cute. It's just they're like a DK weight yarn and I don't know what to make with these. I want to kind of use them together. I don't know if I like hold them together and knit them into like a worsted weight beanie pattern, or like not worsted weight, like a bulky weight beanie pattern. Is an idea. I've also got the Murdavera McLeod 8-ply, again to the DK weight, in a pink shade, which is 80% acrylic, 20% wool. This is the shade Ruby, which I made my friend some stuff in, and I made her, and then I've used this and I've held it double with something to make chunky beanies before, so I was thinking of doing that again. Specifically, I've also got the 2 of Wands Color Theory yarn in the shade Moonbeam, I think this is, which is also, this is a worsted weight yarn. Moonbeam, which is the grey. Again, I made another friend mittens and a beanie in this yarn. This crochets up into the nicest yarn for a beanie. I've got to tell you, if you're crocheting beanies, specifically crocheting beanies, this yarn, so nice. The gauge you get, like the one that I made for my friend, I'm gonna put a photo in if I took a photo, I don't remember. It just worked out perfectly. There wasn't a ton of bunching at the top, like it worked. And this is so soft. It's acrylic, 100% acrylic. Yeah, so nice. And then I was thinking of maybe holding these two together and making a beanie. I thought that might be cute. I've also got some leftover 4 Seasons Soft and Hazy, which is 60% acrylic, 30% nylon, 10% wool, in this shade Deep Teal, which I used to make my mum a pair of mittens and then myself a pair of fingerless gloves. I crocheted my mum a pair of fingerless gloves. Apparently my mum was wearing them at one point and someone tried to argue with her that they were knit. And mum was like, no, they were crocheted. I watched her do it. I watched her crochet these mittens. I'll put a photo in to show you. But yeah, this is also really soft and it's like fluffy. And so yeah, I knit a pair of fingerless gloves with this yarn as well. And then I have some left. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. This might have to get donated. And then I've got more scraps. This is the rest of my, I should probably put it in my drawer, in the tub. This is the rest of my Jaeger alpaca yarn that I had knit, because I had originally knit, the construction of the vest that I made was quite like similar to how you knit something, where you knit the back panel, knit the shoulders, and then join in the round and go. Which with crochet you kind of don't need to do. Like there's other ways to make garments in crochet compared to knitting, because you are only attached to a single location at any point in time, instead of like a whole row. So the first one I made, I used a 3mm hook, because this is like a fingering weight yarn. I used a 3mm hook, and it made the neck hole way too small. So I had to go up. I went to a 3.25, and suddenly it was wearable. Crazy. And then it was wearable. But this was the yarn from making that. So I'm actually going to leave this out and put it with the rest of the Jaeger alpaca. Yes. And then I have a bunch of cotton. So I have one skein of the cotton 87 Pika Pow, which again I think I was going to bring this to Canada to make like a little bandana in this green. So that would be cute. So that's also being put out. See if maybe I do that. And then I have some scraps and some like full skeins of the 4 Seasons Flinders Cotton 8-ply. Oh my gosh. Which I have the shade, this is navy, nope, dark blue. I have the shade Periwinkle, but I thought this matched, I didn't really have a light blue, and so this matches the dark blue a lot nicer. And then I used the skein of off-white and then another fresh off-white, and this is the shade Amethyst. It's become a little like silly Billy. And I used to have the shade Grape, but I used that one. Very good of me. And then I have 4 colours of the Fiddlesticks Finch 100% cotton 10-ply. So this is a 10-ply yarn. This is Sage Green. I don't know all the colour names. Oh my god, I dropped it. This has the label on it, but again, I can't find it. This pink. The white. Ecru. And the brown. I think it's like chocolate. But it's very grey is the issue. So I can't really pair this with the ton, which sucks. And then I have a bunch of, I'll show you, I suppose. And then I have like a plastic bag full of teeny tiny scraps like this, like bits of yarn. Oh, these are my cotton ones from that project I made. bit of pink. So these are really short, like short scraps that I don't know what I'm going to do with. This is a decent amount. Oh, this is a baby yarn. It's like pastel rainbow. It's cute. But yeah, but it's not like my cut-offs. It's like actual like leftover scraps kind of thing. And that's not it. I just remembered I have more yarn. And in this tote bag is my yarn that I used for my baby blanket. There's the leftover skeins. But there is some fresh new full skeins. I have 2 of each main colour, 2 of each contrast colour. So I have 2 yellow, 2 green, 2 purple. And I have 1 full white left. And this is the Bella Baby Baby Wonder full ply yarn. And it's really soft. Yeah, and then these were, so I had the partly used skein, and then I kept the little scraps as well from when I had to undo it, some of the, yeah, when I was undoing some of the hexagons that I made. And I think that's it. Oh my god, I think that's all my yarn. I'm like, is there any yarn anywhere else? Well, technically there's yarn here. There is still yarn in the project bags from the projects that I have here. My like whips here. My whips here. Like this is one that I'm going to take apart. Even though I'm literally so close to the finish line on this. This is, can I hold it up and show you? This is a vest, a crochet granny square vest. I don't know if it's just I have to steam it and work it out. Literally though, I am up, like this vest is literally, it's all sewn together. And I'm deciding to take it apart. And use the hexagons for something else. The squares for something else. I'm just like, I'm not gonna wear this. I don't know, I just, you know, it's just not me. And so I have more hexagons, more squares, and I have more yarn. This yarn is the yarn from, it's a mill end yarn, so I have no idea what it is. It's so silky. It's quite silky, so I'm thinking it's acrylic, but it could, again, it could be like, who knows. And then I have this much of the main yarn left, which is an 8-ply acrylic. And I was thinking of turning all the hexagons, I keep calling them hexagons, all the granny squares that I have into like a blanket of some kind, or like a pillow, something like that. Because I'm not bothered to. I'm not bothered to make that, and because I wouldn't actually wear it, so it'd be like something I'd have to sell, and then it's a whole thing, you know. So yeah, that is like all of my yarn. That's officially, that is it.